2022 is a big year of the quantum leap. When we talk about the Great Awakening, and we were talking about that it's begun a couple of years ago, now this is the quantum leap year. 2022, when all is in alignment, everything will move extremely, extremely fast. Meaning your manifestations, meaning the things you attract. And by the way, I just want to say something. The things you attract are referring to not just the positive things, but also the things that you don't want. So that's why there's certain things that you need to take precautions of in knowing what may happen, so then you can at least avoid some of the mistakes that may come along the way. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into it. But before we get into it, show reel. Hit it. What's up guys, Namaste, this is Sri Akarshana here, and in this video I'm going to break down for you a few things that may happen in 2022 because of how the energies are moving right now. Now, first of all, if you're taking notes, I'd like you to write this down because there's 4 pillars that I always speak about when it comes to manifestation, and any of them that get affected can affect the other things. It's a little bit like mind, body, and spirit. When one thing gets affected, then the rest of it gets affected too, because everything is intertwined and interconnected. So the 4 things I want you to write down is: number 1 is health, number 2 is wealth, number 3 is relationships, and number 4 is higher purpose. Okay? Now, always understand, like, these 4 pillars, whenever anything's affected, if health is affected, relationships are affected, wealth can be affected, work can be affected. If wealth can be affected, then obviously no food to eat or no shelter, and then stress, and then health, and everything is affected. Relationships also, and also higher purpose, which is the spirituality, why we're here, why we're put on this planet, right? If sometimes we're lost, we can fall into depression, which will then upset our mental health and everything else. So with that said, there's one big thing that we are long due, and everybody's been speaking about it for a number of years right now, and that is the economic crash. Now, why this is going to happen? Well, think of it. Now, I know some of you, whether you're into economy, you're not into economy, you're into wealth, you're into money, you're not into money, understand that it affects everything. Because think about it like this: whether you like money or not, we live in a house which requires money. We eat food which requires money. If we're in a relationship and we want to go to a nicer restaurant, we need to use money. If we want to go traveling, exploring, it requires money. So does it affect sometimes our mental state when we lack money? Of course it does. Does it affect everything? Is there a domino effect? There is. Consciously or unconsciously, it happens. So that's why it doesn't matter whether you like money, don't like money, you have a business, don't have a business, you listen to economic stuff or not. It's going to affect globally the energetic radius of everything that is moving. As long as we're energy, we're going to be affected. Now, with that said, what can we look out for? Well, it kicks off a lot of things really, because from the health standpoint, obviously the virus, that whole thing is still going right now, and people are still getting sick and it's spiking again. So obviously health is a very important pillar. When we understand this, what is it that we can do and what precautions can we take? Well, first of all, if we look at it, why this is not so much a prediction, it's more the 12 to 15 year cycle that always happens in spirituality. We always speak about it. It's the creation, the preservation, and the destruction. And so now it's gone into the destruction phase. That's why there's been so much chaos around the world. It's going into new creation. On that borderline of destruction and creation, guess what? There's a lot of opportunity for you as a creator to quantum leap, not in a destruction way, because this is the thing to look out for. In 2022, everything is sped up, meaning there will be 3 types of people. The first type of person would be the person who's quantum leaping backwards. Those who've probably invested in a lot of money in different things, suddenly the crash happens, then they kind of rewind 10 years of what they've worked so hard for, okay? But obviously you don't want to fit into that category. Then there's the second type of people who are the waited out people. They're the people who are like, okay, let's just see how everything gets on. Hopefully everything gets better, okay? But I always say to people, hoping is not a process. We cannot just hope and wish. It's not wishful thinking here, right? So we need to be more proactive. So then there's the third category, which I wish the blessings for every single one of you who are watching this video, is the quantum leap the other way, which is the advancement, which is the evolution. Almost like at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, 1 year later, look back at your year and say, I can't believe how far I've come. I'm doing something totally different right now. So it's a big year for change. But to be able to find that change, that positive change, you need to be, number one, solution focused. Number two, always looking for opportunity to serve. Seeing where the challenges are, seeing where the problems are, and thinking, how do I pivot? Now is time to pivot, not time to wait, not time to get washed away by the whole wave. It's time to pivot. So for some of you who have been doing a certain job or career for a long time, and maybe that may be affected by everything that's about to happen, then maybe it's time to get thinking. Your intuition, what have you been called towards for a long time now? Right? What have you been feeling to do for a long time, but you haven't took that step yet? What has that gut feeling, that guidance, that heart calling been calling for? Maybe it's been telling you to start your own business, maybe start your own project, maybe switch to a different job or get a different qualification, or maybe it's been pulling you for a long time, but you haven't took the action. Well, let me tell you something. 2022 is the time to take that massive action, that leap of faith. This year is the time to take that leap of faith, because when you take that leap of faith into new realms, new things that maybe for some of you is not so comfortable with, but always understand the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. So please, everyone, take this video as not so much a learning, but more as a reminder to know that when you intuitively feel something and you've been pulled by this universal force of nature for a long time and you haven't been doing it, and your mind's been stopping you with the fears and the doubts or the uncertainty for change, understand that humans are not so good with change, yet change is the only constant. Now let that message land for a moment. Humans are not so good with change. When things change, they go into chaos, but change is the only constant. And then when you take that into consideration, what should you do? Embrace change. You should see change as a good thing. You are moving towards positive change. How can I empower myself more? How can I equip myself better? How can I find the right coaches, the right mentors to be able to guide me along the way? How can I see the people who have been there before me? How can I dive into new realms that I've never dived into before? And when I get that uncomfortable feeling, how about instead of having this false intuition and thinking that, oh, it must be the universe saying that it's not right for me, understand that outside of comfort zone is where the real magic happens. So sometimes you get that pull, you get that calling, get uncomfortable. It's okay. Know that the universe always has your back. So this is my message for everybody here today. And Happy New Year to you all. And I'm wishing you all the most beautiful blessings for 2022 moving forward. Do let us know inside the comments below, right? What are your intentions? What change are you looking for in 2022? How is your life going to turn around in 2022? Right? So let us know inside the comments below. That's always nice to know. Also, give a like to this video. Help this message reach out to more people around the world. While the world is going into so much chaos right now, it's very important. And also, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it. That's that little bell sign, by the way. Because this year, we're dedicated to making daily videos to hold you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, I'm signing out. Namaste. Ciao.